Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this series, we're talking about Python programming. So this introduction to the basics of Python programming. So what is Python programming? Python is a general purpose, interpreted, interactive, object-oriented, and high-level programming language. That's from the word general purpose. That means it's used for different things. You can use Python for a number of things. I'm discussing the things that I can use Python for in this series. It was created by Guido van Rossum during the year 1985 to 1990, and he got the name Python from a TV series that he watches. So why are we picking Python as a programming language to learn? Number one, Python is an easy to learn and use programming language. It is not difficult. It's considered the simplest language that you can learn. It is an expressive language. That, by the word expressive means it's very close to your regular English that you speak. It doesn't have too much of cumbersome languages to be used. It is free and open source, so you don't need to pay for any license before you use Python programming language. Unlike programming language like maybe MATLAB that you have to pay for license, in Python you don't have to pay for license. It's a cross-platform language, meaning you can use it across all operating systems from Windows, Mac, Linux, Android. You can use Python in all of these platforms. It is an object-oriented programming language, so it supports orientation programming concepts. So that's where you have classes and objects. So it's a language that has both classes and objects, and it has a large online community. This is a very important feature for any programming language. So if you run into any issue, into any problem, once you just search using search engines like Google, you have it brings like on platforms like Stack Overflow, Quora, and the likes. There are solutions there for whatever challenge that you can run into. Someone else has run into that challenge before you and already provided a solution, and there are code templates already available online that you can access. So that's a key advantage of Python programming language. Look at what are the applications of Python programming languages. Number one, it is used for web development. Python has libraries like or let me say framework like Django and Flask that can be used for web development. So they handle the whole back end, and the HTML can be integrated into such framework. It is used for data science and data visualization. Python has a number of libraries like Matplotlib and the likes, NumPy, Pandas that can be used for data science and data visualization. It can also be used for artificial intelligence and machine learning. Python has packages like SciPy and the likes also that can be used for artificial intelligence and machine learning. It can be used for network programming and also for building desktop GUI. So the environmental setup, how can you get Python running on your PC? So Python is a cross-platform language. Interpreter is available on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and Android. And from the word interpreter, that means Python is an interpreted language. So let me explain. We have compiled languages and interpreted languages. Languages like C++ are compiled. The likes of Python and JavaScript are interpreted. So the difference is this. For an interpreted language, the compiler reads line by line, reads code one line after the other and executes. So after each line, the interpreter executes it. So if there's any error, you notice it early. But for a compiled language, the compiler runs through all the lines of code. So if you have 1,000 lines of code, it runs through the 1,000 lines of code, try to detect any error that is present in the code and bring all your error out at once. Now, the advantage of an interpreted language is it's faster to develop there, meaning if when you're in line 5 there's an error, you detect it and you correct and continue. But for a compiled language, imagine writing 1,000 line of code and line 5 already has an issue. So that means the issue keep popping up in many other places. So you already have a problem and it's going to be a multiplied problem. So I'm going to drop this link in the description where you can download Python. And when you're installing it, there is a mark box that will ask you if you should add Python to parts. You need to add it to parts so that when you're installing modules in the future series that we're talking, you will need you will be able to install such. Thank you.